Light-skinned versus dark. Just tell them about that later. And so some people, Tea Party says that we are for constitutional government. I understand that. We're not for the swelling of the government. I get it. But why didn't you oppose George Bush, who swelled the government more than any Republican president and many Democrats? And so some people just can't stand the fact that Obama embodies, and he did it every way you said it should be done. Said you don't want no angry Negro. Now people want him to be angry. He know they lying. Because you really don't want no angry black man. I hear some of my fellow white leftists and progressives say, I want Obama to get angry. No, you really don't. Because you don't want to deal with the angry Negroes you already see. Obama, if you don't like Obama, ain't a black man that's been made that you gonna dig. Right? They say they want Obama to be, I don't know, Snoop Dogg. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, but don't lose your grip, because 9 Trizes, the years here for me to mess up. They say they want Obama to be Chuck D. Elvis was a hero the most, but he never meant to me straight up racist. The sucker was simple and plain. Mother him and John Wayne. No, that ain't what you really want. And Obama comes along, he's Johnny Mathis. Chances are. You don't like that brother, ain't a brother alive, you gonna dig. Because a lot of us would be mad at the press conference. You said, what? Meet me outside at 3 o'clock, I'm open. And so it's the very notion for some people that a black man is actually the president of the United States of America. How did this happen? How did he get there? I'll tell you how he got there, the old-fashioned way. He earned it. He got his law degree. He was a community organizer. He convinced America he could do it. They calling him everything but a child of God. They calling him a communist and a socialist and an anti-American, but since 2009, they've been calling him president of the United States of America. And so, when we look at the enormous progress that's been made in the dream that King had, yes, it has been partially fulfilled, but also, my brothers and sisters, there's great work that remains to be done. Near the end of his life, Martin Luther King Jr. began to become much more unpopular, speak out in ways that made many people uncomfortable, white and black and others. I'm almost done. I know you got to go, but I got to tell you, Martin Luther King Jr. spoke against the war in Vietnam. Martin Luther King Jr. criticized the president. And a lot of Negroes got mad. Because they said, why for you be messing up with that bruh? Why are you criticizing that man? And by the way, speaking Ebonics is not a descent from the heights of American grammatical construction. It's a brilliant reinterpretation of the very meaning of that grammar. So I'm just saying. Don't be disturbed by my ungrammatical solecisms. They are intentional and deliberate. But Martin Luther King Jr. was criticized by black folk because he was criticizing the president. He said, I appreciate what he's done in the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act and his push of legislation through Congress. But my moral conscience is unified. If I'm against violence, I'm against violence everywhere. I'm against violence in Watts with young black men, and I'm against violence in Vietnam with white presidents. He said, I will not tell young people not to throw hand grenades in the inner city if I will not tell America not to do the same thing in the rice paddies of this country in Vietnam. And so a lot of people got uncomfortable. They got mad with King. They said he was unpopular. He began to speak out against the war in Vietnam. Then he also, other black leaders criticized him. You're messing up. You're doing the wrong thing. Martin Luther King Jr., for the first time in 10 years, did not make America's 10 most admired list of leaders. Many people didn't want him speaking anymore, didn't invite him again. No American book publisher wanted to publish a book of his. Oh yes, this is the king we celebrate, but that we forget that Martin Luther King Jr. said, I will continue to speak out if nobody listens. If the budget of my organization suffer, it must suffer, because I believe in doing what I feel is right. And sometimes folk are gonna dog you, disinvite you, dismiss you, demonize you. You keep on doing what you gotta do, because Martin Luther King Jr. began to do that. He couldn't even get on the board of trustees of his own college until 1965, 2.5 years before he was dead. You know why? The chairman of the board of trustees happened to be a very wealthy white brother, Merrill Lynch, said that Dr. King could not be on the board of trustees because he was a poor role model. And do you know why he was a poor role model? Because he went to jail too often. He wasn't selling crack. He was going to jail so that you could be free. He was going to jail so that black people and white people could live together harmoniously, and brown, red, and yellow could unite harmoniously. He went to jail because America said it loved democracy, but it loved its privilege more. So he went to jail to make America better. That's why he went to jail.